Hi, welcome back to OCVarsity.com and this week's baseball report. I'm Dan Albano here with Steve Fryer, ready to talk some baseball. And Steve, one of the hottest teams in Orange County, it's got probably the best winning percentage, can safely say, of any team in Orange County, hails from the Pacific Coast League.
Right.
Beckman, I think they improved yesterday to 22-1.
Correct.
Had a victory over University, I believe it was.
Yes.
How is Beckman not in the top 10, and what do the Patriots need to do to get in the top 10?
Put me on the hot seat
There
here, Danny. Put me on the hot seat. Here's what's going on with Beckman. It's sort of analogous to St. Margaret's in football. Remember St. Margaret's,
Right.
big winning streak and all that stuff. But, the competition they were playing was not the sort of competition that impresses me, really. I'm a big strength of schedule guy when it comes to how I vote in the top 10, how I evaluate teams. Beckman, for example, spring break tournament, you got the National Classic, you've got the Lions tournament, really good competition. They're in the Beach Pit Classic. Really, it was just like Beckman and Villa Park are the only two teams that you would even consider putting in a county top 25, really, I think, in that tournament. So, it's really hard to know how good they are. Now, the Pacific Coast League is pretty good baseball. It's a Division III league. It's pretty good. And Beckman is good. I've seen them play this year. They've got a real good shortstop, Brandon Twinkwan. Very good shortstop.
All right.
He's good. The coach, Kevin Laval, great guy, very good coach. This is a team that's going to go really far in the Division III playoffs that come up in a couple of weeks. But, how would they fare if they were in the Sunset League, the South Coast League, the Trinity League, the Seaview League, the Empire League? I don't know how good they would be. It's hard to tell because, they don't really play a heavy-duty schedule.
Right.
They didn't go into the Luera tournament or one of the upper brackets, the Newport Elks tournament, back in March. So, unless they play somebody and beat somebody that's in the top 10, it's hard to put them in the top 10, in my opinion.
Right. Well, interesting. I'd probably say they deserve to be in the top 10. I don't have. You asked me to vote, and I'm not voting this year. But I would say with in baseball, how many teams lose in baseball? How many in baseball you run into a hot pitcher, there's an error late in the game, bat hop. The bats just are cold. You can't deliver the key hits when men in scoring position. One of those days that seem to happen a lot that happen at times in baseball, probably more than any other sports. I say if Beckman's going to be like 25, 26-1, and they're going to go win this many games, they got to be top 10 in my opinion. But that is my humble opinion,
right,
Mr. Fryer.
So who do you take out of the top 10? That's always what I say.
Whoever's who's 10th right now?
Who's 10th right
Who's
now? Like Cypress is 9. Right around there.
Whoever, they're getting bumped.
Yeah,
they're going to get bumped.
All right.
Especially if Beckman's going to keep on winning. Hey, what are the big games this week, Mr. Fryer?
No,
We're
we
getting
got so
closer
many.
to the
Just got a
playoffs,
couple weeks left in the regular season, and the playoffs start. You've got Del Toro playing Foothill, Sonora playing Fullerton. There are a lot of good games out there. Myself, I'm going to be at those two games, as they come up.
Okay.
You've got all the South Coast League stuff that is just absolutely crazy going on in the South Coast League. Elisa Niguel pushed himself into first place last week by sweeping Mission, and so it's been a fantastic week in the South Coast League. And again, we have this week. Next week ends the regular season, and then on next Monday, which I believe is the 15th, then we have all the playoff pairings and seedings come out. And, of course, as they come out, we'll have them at OCVarsity.com immediately, if not sooner.
A couple other quick things. How good is the Sable kid at Elisa Niguel? I think
major.
He's also had a brother play, right?
Stefan Sable, I don't know much about his brother, but I know about Stefan. He is a fantastic catcher and a great hitter. He's played in the Aflac All-America game. Okay. Signed with Oregon, if my memory is correct, and a fantastic all-around player. And the guy's a basher. He can play. All
right. Is he one of the guys on the All-Star team? I know you've had this popular read on OC Varsity. Got the All-Star team. Sable's on there for the South.
Right.
Couple of interesting things I saw on that roster. I saw Michael Marcoux from Servite, fine football player, made that roster. Bobby Wheatley at Orange Lutheran. And I saw an interesting coaching staff from the South. Seemed like a reunion there of South coaches. Anything that tell us about the South South coaching staff and anything you like about
the South roster? Why that's so interesting? Chris Oshbach of Mission Viejo is coaching the team. He played at Capo for Coach Bob Zamora, as did Bert Call of Modern Day. Well, Oshbach's the head coach. Zamora, his old coach, is an assistant, and then Bert Call, who is one of the great athletes of all time.
Correct. County Athlete of the Year.
Yeah.
I think he might have been the first one, actually.
Yeah, he may have been, but he was a three-sport star, Bert was. And he's, you wouldn't know by talking to him. He's one of the most, low-key guys in the world. But that's a good coaching staff right there. Good guys.
This All-Star game is June
8th at Glover Stadium.
All right. Look like some good rosters there.
Fantastic. It's one of my favorite events.
All right. Well, thanks for getting that out early. nice and early with that all-star roster, something to look forward to for all those players that honored. So, but we still got some unfinished business this week as we're marching toward the playoffs. But be sure to check out Steve Fryer's, all his baseball coverage. I'm sure Damian Calhoun will be on the website on ocvarsity.com, where we've got you covered.